après-midi. C'est un vrai plaisir pour moi d'être dans votre ville magnifique. Salutations de mon pays et de mon État, la Floride, que plus de 1,4 million de Canadiens ont visité durant le premier quart de l'année 2023. Merci. Je voudrais aussi remercier la famille Remeillard et la conférence de Montréal de me donner l'opportunité d'être avec vous aujourd'hui. The United States' relationship with Canada is unwavering, even in periods of great political and economic change. We stand together. We count on each other, as evidenced by our cooperation on issues such as national security, investment and trade, cybersecurity, crime and drugs, climate change, COVID and disaster preparedness, and a multitude of economic and partnership agreements over the years. Today, I would like to share with you the importance of working with an embassy through some of my experiences as the U.S. Ambassador to the Dominican Republic, and why it is to your benefit to be in touch with an embassy on issues of mutual concern. When I first arrived as the U.S. Ambassador to the Dominican Republic, I laid out a plan to forge a stronger bilateral relationship between our two nations. From safety and security, investment and trade, disaster preparedness, and education, an acronym I coined as SIDE, we worked every day to achieve shared progress and success on these 4 pillars. Safety and security are critical to any nation's survival, especially for tourist destinations such as the Dominican Republic. One of the most frequent questions I often got was, how can I get a visa? And is it safe to travel to the Dominican Republic? Of course, I always answered yes to both of them. No one wants to visit or invest in a destination that is unsafe, especially when a plethora of options exist. And there was nothing in any of my ambassador briefing books that would prepare me to lead an embassy of over 800 people through 2 major tourist crises that lay ahead of me, a pandemic of epic proportions, nor the opportunity to assist our law enforcement teams in apprehending the biggest major narco-trafficker in the Caribbean over the last 20 years. Our embassy helped to support the DR 911 system, donated near coastal patrol boats, upgraded their air, land, and sea communications equipment, and partnered with the tourist police and hotel operators to enhance their systems, training, and procedures. In addition, our U.S. State Department issues daily travel alerts and rates country safety on their website. On investment and trade. As foreign investment is at the heart of SIDE, our goal was to strengthen foreign investment ties. The new USMCA Act is a perfect example of how Canada can work with the United States to relocate supply chains and business operations within our region instead of halfway around the globe, thereby reducing inventory levels, delivery times, and costs. Indeed, the U.S. Embassy here can be a perfect partner in helping Canadian and international business in today's marketplace, especially in the areas of cyberspace, AI, technology, agriculture, automotive, defense, and energy sectors, to name a few. An embassy should be your first call to help you cut through red tape, identify new legislative initiatives, measure risks, and determine your investment strategy. Is your investment safe? Who are your best partners to seek out? What professionals, legal counsel should you retain? Is your investment strategy sound? What are your opportunities and risks? Our U.S. Department of Commerce, through the International Trade Association, publishes a country commercial guide for almost every country. Our State department publishes an annual business guide as well. And a courtesy call to the ambassador's office and commercial attaché is always a good idea to guide you in the right direction. On disaster preparedness, often the embassy is your last call that is made when a disaster strikes. During the pandemic, for example, by the time I left post in January of 2021, assistance from the U.S. government to the DR was over $9 million in support of the COVID response alone. We donated 2 inflatable field hospitals, 54 ventilators, medicine, and personal protective equipment. We engaged their private sector and worked with FEMA and the CDC and their American Chamber, DR, to provide forums and opportunities to show the DR business community how to respond to the COVID challenge, as well as help them to get better prepared for natural disasters such as hurricanes or earthquakes. We donated $100,000 to Dominican fashion designers to help them retool to produce medical sheets, scrubs, booties, and masks for DR frontline responders. Over 30,000 Americans were ferried out of the DR in the first 2 weeks before their airports closed in March through July of 2020. Indeed, our consular offices abroad help tourists with lost passports, medical emergencies, untimely death, or those who unfortunately fall victim to unscrupulous people. Education. Last but certainly not least was our education platform. I have always believed that the key out of poverty is education. Our embassy co-hosted bilateral educational student and teacher exchange programs and promoted English language learning programs. We partnered with Thunderbird University in Arizona and started an Academy for Women Entrepreneur program for young women ages 18 to 35. Through USAID, we donated thousands of books and computers to elementary schools. At least 12 higher education research and exchange partnerships resulted from our summits alone. We also promoted a program called SAFE, aimed at educating young student athletes, especially baseball players, to promote healthy and successful lifestyles. I am very, very proud to have represented my country and of the foreign assistance and success to support our U.S. embassies overseas. Finally, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge how my work in the Dominican Republic was enhanced by my relationship with your Canadian ambassador, Shauna Hemingway, on issues such as national security, trade, diplomatic procedures, and women's issues, among many, many others. Since I was a novice ambassador, she served as a great role model and friend to me and my family, and it is a relationship I will always treasure. Finally, I would like to emphasize that it's through conferences and forums such as these hosted by the International Economic Forum of the Americas that we all get to connect, learn from, reunite with, and thank our good friends across the border. I look forward to finding new opportunities to collaborate and to thank you for highlighting the critical importance of making the world a safer, cleaner, healthier, more prosperous, and a better place for everyone. Merci. Au revoir.